Hello and welcome to Brodual. For today's spotlight we've got 4 new mods: Morrowind Armors for Skyrim, Nernies Thief Pack, Forested Skyrim and Footprints. First up is the Morrowind Armors for Skyrim mod. The mod adds a dozen new armor and weapon sets that have been inspired by the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. It does so in a balanced, lore-friendly way and even manages to integrate the mod into the game fully. Included in the mod are 9 entirely new armor and weapon sets: Chitin, Bone Mold, Nordic Steel, Ringmail and more. Also included are 3 variations of existing armor sets: Gilded Ebony, Vardenfell Glass and Antique Orcish. To keep the mod lore friendly, the mod creator has also added 6 new crafting components to help you craft the new sets. With the new armor sets, the mod creator has cleverly classed most of the new armor sets as medium armor, meaning they use the heavy armor skill and perks but offer slightly less protection than heavy armor, and they also weigh less. That means you can consider these sets as an alternative to the heavy or light armors you already have in game. Another option that the mod creator has added is the addition of a unique smithing perk tree, as well as additional smithing methods and requirements. So if you really want to fully integrate the mod into the game, that's a great choice. It's one of the best armor packs we've seen, and we love the original Morrowind armors, so we're big fans of this mod.
And for today's second mod we have the second pack by Nernies, and this time it's a pack for thieves. The mod adds a variety of features, but first let's take a look at the new armor and weapons. Several new sets and individual armor pieces have been added, so you can either wear full sets or mix and match to make something entirely new. The mod also adds a variety of new daggers that are made for a mixture of leveled characters. On top of the weapons and armor, the mod also adds a cluster of new gems for you to steal, and with the new gems comes new jewellery in the form of rings, necklaces, and 2 new jewelled noble swords. And all of the items have been added to the leveled lists, so you should be able to find them scattered across the world as you play, but now with more of an incentive to steal. On the side of the new items comes changes to different areas in Windhelm and Riften. The Grey Quarter in Windhelm now has 2 new shops, a gem shop and a bookstore where you can buy a deed to a new player's shack that can also be found in the Grey Quarter. The shack itself is actually quite large for its location, but it's also rough around the edges with holes in the floors and ceiling. And there also isn't much to it in terms of features, so it definitely feels like you're living in the slums. The Canal District in Riften has also been changed with the addition of 2 new stores, an NPC home and a new player home. The stores include the Canal Trader and Locksmith, where you can buy plenty of the new armor and weapons that are available, and a bakery. To get access to the player home you need to buy the deed from Waits in Shadows in the Thieves Guild headquarters. He'll also be able to sell you a Thieves Guild amulet and an item with roots that lead all the way back to the Morrowind games. Being in the rougher part of town, the home is extremely small, containing basic storage with a place to eat and sleep, so it's definitely a place where a poorer beginner thief belongs. Altogether, the mod adds a variety of new items to keep things interesting, so if you're already playing a thief then it'll still make a nice addition to the game, but it's mostly aimed at people who have never tried a thief before, and for that it does a great job.
And the third and final mod for today is simply named Footprints by John WD7. The mod adds footprints to the game. Currently the mod adds footprints to the player, NPCs and creatures when they walk on snow. Future updates are in progress towards making footsteps appear in sand and dirt. The time it takes for the footprints to disappear will depend on what INI settings you're using, and we didn't notice any noticeable loss in FPS when we used it, even when there was a significant amount of footsteps in the area. Currently the footsteps will appear for all humanoid NPCs, bears, deer, draugr, falmer, giants, hagravens, horses, sabercats, skeletons and spriggans. Keep an eye on future updates for other creatures and for when you're transformed into either a werewolf or vampire lord. This mod is a small one, but it's something that improves the immersion of the game, and that's always a good thing.
And for today's final mod we have Forested Skyrim, a mod that attempts to bring life to the tundra surrounding Whiterun. The mod adds an evergreen forest to the area, with the addition of trees as well as the change to the ground type to fit the greenery. Hundreds of trees have been added, but not many more than you'd usually see in the more foresty areas of Skyrim. But as you'd expect, having to load the extra objects will result in a drop in your frames per second, but it shouldn't be too drastic. And although there's been plenty of added trees, they haven't just been randomly placed, and they've been placed to enhance the area, not cover it. There also shouldn't be any problems with texture replacement packs, so feel free to use them. And overall it's a simple mod that really comes down to whether you prefer the open tundra or the colourful forest, but we think it makes for a good and subtle change for a second playthrough. And that's it for today's spotlight. If you enjoyed any of the 4 mods in today's episode, then remember to leave an endorsement or favourite. And thanks to everyone that suggested them. You can suggest mods either down below or on Twitter or Facebook. We'll see you on Sunday for bits and bobs, and thanks for watching.